Right. The other thing we're going to look at in this section, instead of just a summary of what we've done so far, graphs can be misleading. Graphs can be misleading, and sometimes that is done on purpose, right? Whether it's used for a political advantage, whether it's used for a some sort of support of a certain product, whether it's used for plenty of other different things. It is very easily possible to portray graphs to be very, very misleading. Right? Graphs can be misleading. The first image here that we have is going to be misleading because if we look at this, this is showing the same information, but our axes along the left is very, very different. Right? So if we look at this one here, it looks like things have dramatically decreased. We've gone from 1.40 to 1.20. But notice we didn't go all the way down to the bottom of 0. We just went in between 0.2 of a decimal point. Where here, this graph shows our data all the way from 1.4 down to the proper, right, starting place of 0. Here, right, it's decreased, but it doesn't look as drastic as it does over here. So our first image below is misleading because the vertical axis begins at 1.20, right? Not 0. So the way we started our vertical axis makes our decrease look much more dramatic than it really is. In the second example, the second image below is misleading. So if we look at these, the homes, these are different pictures of homes, and it says that image A represents 7.1 million homes in 2005, image B represents 6.5 million homes in 2.6, then 5.8 in 2.7, and 4.9 million homes in section 2.8. But looking at these, we're not looking at just simple bars here. Right? Instead of having bars and just looking at the heights, we are given a picture in the middle there. And that picture kind of shrinks very, very quickly as we were going down and we're looking at these. Right? The size of that picture is shrinking at a different rate than the actual height is. So the height of these homes are proportional to data, but the area is not. Right? And that exaggerates the difference that we see when we're just looking at the images. So we're going to say the second image below is misleading because the pictures or graphics are not to scale with the actual numbers. Only the height is. So if we were to see this in a newspaper or something along those lines, if it was trying to make a case for something, right, the difference in these pictures, again, over exaggerates the decrease. Just like the axis on our vertical axis in the first example also exaggerates that decrease.